Hello students, I hope you all are good there. So today is your math class and we'll be studying about algebraic manipulation and proportion. So the topics we are going to cover today are substitution, expansion, factorization and to solve direct and indirect proportion. So starting with the substitution. So what do you mean by substitution? Substitution means replacing any number for some variable in an equation or an expression. For example, we are provided with 3x plus 7. So if we are asked to find what is the value of 3x plus 7 when x is equal to 2. So all we need to do is just we have to substitute 2 for x. For example, here we will just substitute 2 for the value of x plus 7. So this will be 3 to just 6 plus 7 and that is 13. So similarly, if we are asked to find the value of let's suppose y, and y is given by x square plus 2, and we are asked to find the value of y when x is equal to let's suppose minus 2. So then y will be is equal to we just have to substitute minus 2 for the value of x. This will be minus 2 whole square plus 2. So minus 2 square is 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. So the value of y at x is equal to minus 2 is 6. So now there is a question, if we are asked to find the value of a when b is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, where the formula for a is given by this. So a is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by b square. Just substitute 2 for b and 3 for n in this formula. So this will become 3 into 3 plus 1 divided by 2 to the power 2. So this is 3 into 4 by 4. So this is equal to 3. Let's suppose we are given this question, what is the maximum value of 2x plus 3y plus 4z where x, y, z are 2, 3 or 6. So we are not provided that x is 2, x can be any of the 3, 2, 3 or 6, similarly for y and z. So we have to find the maximum value of this expression. So how are we going to do this? See, there are two ways. One is the lengthy way in which we can substitute values, like for x is equal to 2 and let's suppose y is 3 and z is 6. Another case could be when x is equal to 2, y is 6 and z is 3. And similarly when x is 3, y could be 2 or 6. Let's suppose 2, then z will be 6. And for x is equal to 3, y is equal to 6 and z is equal to 2. Similarly when x is equal to 6, we'll have again two cases. So finding values like this is a very lengthy process. Let's suppose here it will be 2 into 2, 3 into 3 plus 4 into 6. So this will be 4 plus 9 plus 24. So this will become 28 plus 9, that is 37. And again, if we are substituting 2, 6 and 3 respectively in this expression, it will be 2 into 2 plus 3 into 6 plus 4 into 3. So this will be 4 plus 18 plus 12. So this will become 18 plus 4, 22 and 22 plus 12 will be 36. Similarly for all these cases, so finding the value like this and then thinking what is the maximum value is a very lengthy process. So what we can do is we can do it by another approach. See, we have to substitute what? 2, 3 and 6, and what we have to find the maximum value. So multiplying two maximum numbers will result in a greater number, and adding that greater number in this expression will give a maximum value. So 6 is a greater number. Multiplying with which number will give the highest number? If we multiply 6 with 2, it will be 12, 3, 18 and by 4 it is 24. So we get the maximum number when 6 is multiplied by 4. So it's clear that we have to substitute z for 6. Okay, now we have 2x and 3y. Again, the coefficient of 2x is 2 and 3y is 3. So the greater one is what? 3y. 3 coefficient is greater, and we have again two numbers 2 and 3. So which one is greater? 3. So multiplying the greater number with the greater coefficient will again result into a greater number. So 3 into 3 will be 9 rather than 2 into 3 will be 6. So obviously we have to multiply 9 with multiply 3 with the y one. So we can say that y is equal to 3. So the left opportunity for x will be 2. So when x is equal to 2, y equal to 3 and z equal to 6, we'll have the maximum value, and that value is 37. We have obtained it earlier in the first part. Okay, so I think it's clear now. So now coming to the next part, expansion. So what do you mean by expansion? For example, just to have a basic understanding, let's suppose we are provided with numbers, we have to multiply 5 into 47. So multiplying 5 into 47 means you can, but it's a bit calculative. So to make it easier, we can write it as 5 into, we can partition 47 into, we can say 50 minus 3, or we can do it as 5 into 40 plus 7. So 5 into 40 plus 7 will be 5 into 40 plus 5 into 7. So 5 into 40 plus 5 into 7. So this is 200 plus 35. So the product of 5 into 47 is 235. So what we have done? We have just partitioned 47 into two factors. We have just written it as 40 plus 7. And we have multiplied 5 with 40 and 5 with 7. So expansion is all about multiplying out the factors and simplifying the brackets in the expression. Suppose we are given with this example, that is 7 into x plus 2. So we have to expand it. So what does it mean by expanding it? We just have to multiply 7 with x and then we'll multiply 7 with 2. So 7 into x, dot represents the product here, plus 7 into 2. So this will be 7x plus 14. So the expansion of 7 into x plus 2 is 7x plus 14. Okay, to mention one more thing, this 7 and the bracket, this means that we are multiplying 7 with the bracket. We can write it as 7 into x plus 2, but the notation you will always find it as x plus 2. So it's understood, if we are not putting any multiplication sign here, that 7 is multiplied by x plus 2. You don't have to put a multiplication sign. So now minus 4 into x minus 2. Again, this minus 4 is multiplied with the whole bracket x minus 2. So what you will do is you will multiply minus 4 with x and then minus 4 with minus 2. So it is always put brackets when you are multiplying. Minus 4 into x plus minus 4 into minus 2. So this is minus 4x plus, what is minus 4 into minus 2? It's 8. So the expansion of this bracket is minus 4x plus 8. So now we have just studied about the expansion of linear factors. Now we'll study about the expansion of quadratic terms. So what is quadratic? Any expression that has a variable and its highest power is 2. So then it will be a quadratic expression. Quadratic expression just means any variable with a highest power 2. So it is always of the form this, ax square plus bx plus c, where a is never equal to 0. Let's say if a is 0, then it will be bx plus c. So what is the highest power of x now? It is 1. So now this is not a quadratic expression, it's a linear expression. So for quadratic, you always in the expression there will have to be a variable whose highest power is 2. So now multiplying quadratic expressions, we just have to expand it. So this will become, again expanding the brackets will be x into x and then x into 4. So x into x plus x into 4. So x into x is x square plus 4x. Now for the next one, we have two brackets here, two linear terms. So what we'll do is we'll multiply one bracket with the another. That means we'll multiply all the terms of the first bracket with all the terms of the second bracket. So we'll multiply t with second bracket, then we have plus 3, and we'll multiply it again with the second bracket. So now you know t into t and t into 4 plus t dot 4 plus 3 into t plus 3 into 4. So this will result into, what is t into t? This is t square plus 4t plus 3t plus 12. So this is equal to t square plus, since 4t and 3t are like terms, you can add it. 4t plus 3t will be 7t plus 12. So now this one. Okay, so again we will multiply minus y with the second bracket and then plus 2 with the second bracket. So minus y into y minus 5 plus 2 into y minus 5. So this will be minus y into y plus minus y into minus 5. Now second bracket, 2 into y, 2 into minus 5. So this is minus y square plus 5y plus 2y minus 10. So this is equal to y, minus y square plus 7y minus 10. So the expansion of the product of these two linear terms results in this quadratic term. Let's suppose we are again provided with, we are multiplying the same linear terms. See, as we are given here a plus b square. What do we mean by square? It means that we are multiplying it twice. So this again we can solve it, a with the another bracket and then multiplying b with the another bracket. So it will be a into a plus b into a plus b. So this is a into just a second, a into a plus a into b plus b into a plus b into b. So this will be a square plus ab plus ba plus b square. ab and ba are same, as product is commutative. So a square plus 2ab plus b square. Similarly, we can find a minus b square. I am just telling you, it will be my a square minus 2ab plus b square. You can do it for yourself. So now if we are solving this, we can just subtract. Minus 3 plus 4 will be 1, square will be 1. If we are solving it by expanding, minus 3 plus 4 into minus 3 plus 4. So then we'll multiply minus 3 with this bracket and then 4 with this bracket. So it will be minus 3 into minus 3 plus 4 into minus 3 plus 4. So this will be minus 3 into minus 3 plus minus 3 into 4 plus 4 into minus 3 plus 4 into 4. So solving it, you will get 9 minus 12 plus 16. This will be equal to 1. Again for x plus 4 whole square. Okay, we now know the formula that a plus b whole square is equal to this term. So replace a for x and 4 for b. So we can directly say that x square plus 2 into x into 4 plus 4 square. So this will be x square plus 8x plus 16. Okay, if we are provided with more than 2 linear factors, then again we can solve it. We just have to solve, suppose we are given 3 brackets, bracket A, bracket B and bracket C. Just solve bracket B and C and first, and then solve bracket A with bracket B and C. For example, this one. So x plus 1 whole square will be a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. So this will be x square plus 2x plus 1, and this bracket will be x square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. So this again will be x square minus 2x plus 1, and what we are doing is multiplying both x square plus 2x plus 1 into x square minus 2x plus 1. Okay, so we'll multiply one by one these terms with the bracket. So x square into x square minus 2x plus 1. Then the second term, that is 2x, will be multiplied with the second bracket, and then the third term by the second bracket. So this will be x square into x square, x to the power 4 minus 2x cube plus x square, plus this will be 2x cube, 2x into minus 2x will be minus 4x square, 2x into plus 1 will be 2x, and 1 multiplied with the whole bracket will be the same bracket, x square minus 2x plus 1, and we can solve it to get the final answer. Okay, we are provided with this question. Find the area of the rectangle whose sides are given to be x minus 4 and y plus 3. We have two variables, x and y. So what is area of a rectangle? It is length into breadth. So all we have to do is multiply the length into breadth. So now we know how to multiply it. So x will be multiplied with the second bracket, and again minus 4 will be multiplied with the second bracket. So x into y plus 3 plus minus 4 into y plus 3. So this will be xy plus 3x, minus 4 into y will be minus 4y, and minus 4 into 3 will be minus 12. So this is the product, this is the area of the rectangle whose sides are x minus 4 and y plus 3. Okay, what is the expansion of x plus 1 whole cube, and find the value of this one. So first all we have to do is we have to find this expansion. So x plus 1 whole cube means we are multiplying x plus 1 3 times. So first multiply these two brackets, and then we'll multiply the first bracket with the final one. So this is x plus 1 into, this bracket will be x into x plus 1 plus 1 into x plus 1. So this is x plus 1 into x square, x into 1 is x, plus 1 into x plus 1 into 1, x plus 1. So this is x plus 1 into x square plus 2x plus 1. So again multiplying x with this bracket and then 1 with this bracket. So it will be x into x square plus 2x plus 1 plus 1 into x square plus 2x plus 1. So this is x into x square is x cube, x into 2x is 2x square plus x. Then again x square plus 2x plus 1. Now simplify it. This is x cube plus how many x square? 2 plus 1 is 3x square. X and 2x is again 3x plus 1. For finding 1.1 cube, sorry, 1.1 can be written as 1 plus 0.1 whole cube. So is it similar to this expression? We just have x as 0.1. So obviously we know what is x plus 1 cube. This is the formula. We just have to substitute 0.1 for x. So this expression 1.1 cube will be equal to 0.1 whole cube plus 3 into 0.1 square plus 3 into 0.1 plus 1. So what is the cube of 0.1? it's 0.001 plus 3 into 0.01 plus 3 into 0.1 plus 1. So this is 0.001 plus 3.01, sorry, 0.03 plus 0.3 plus 1. So this will result in 1.331. So the cube of 1.1 cube is 1.331. Okay, now about factorization. Factorization is just the opposite of expansion. All we have to do, see, in expansion we were solving the brackets, we were removing the brackets from the expression. In factorization we do the opposite. We put the brackets, we just find out the common factors from the expression and then write that expression in terms of a bracket. Suppose we are given an example 7x minus 21. All we have to do is find out the highest factor from 7x and 21. Talking about numbers, we have 7, we have 21. What are the factors of 7 and 21? It's 1 and 7. Higher one is 7. So all we can do is we can just extract 7 out from this expression. So it will be 7 bracket. Okay, now divide 7 with both the terms. 7x divided by 7 will be x and 21 divided by 7 will be 3. So this is 7 into x minus 3. Okay, so next one, minus 3x minus 21. For minus 3x and minus 21, the factors will be 3 and 1. So let's suppose we are extracting 3. So minus 3x divided by 3 will be minus x minus 7. Okay, we have minus also here, so we can extract minus out as well. So if we extract minus out of it, this will be positive x and this will be positive 7. So this is the factorization of this term. Now minus 48xy minus 32x square y. So now the variable, if you look at the variable, we have xy, we have x square y. What are the common factors that we can remove from this expression? We can have x outside and y as well. So it will be minus 48 minus 32x, because 1x is out of the bracket. Okay, now for the numbers, minus 48 and minus 32. What number we can extract out? Okay, 8. So we can extract, okay, we have two minus here as well, so we can extract minus 8. So minus 8xy, this will be 6 plus 4 and x. So the factorization of this term is minus 8xy into 6 plus 4x. Okay, now talking about quadratic factorization. So we'll do this by the middle term formula. Okay, so what all we have to do is, suppose we are given, we'll always be provided with a quadratic expression, and all we have to do is put it in bracket form. So how we gonna put it in bracket form? Can you see and tell me what two linear terms are multiplied to get this quadratic expression? No, we cannot tell it by just looking. So we have to solve it, and we can solve it by a method known as middle term factorization. Middle term factorization means we are doing something with the middle term. Okay, so now talking about the quadratic expression, let's suppose the quadratic expression will always be given in the form of this ax square plus bx plus c. So all you have to do is first multiply coefficient of x square and the constant term. So that will be a into c, and we have to find, okay, the middle term coefficient is b. So all we have to do is we have to find two numbers such that multiplying those two numbers will give us AC, and adding both the numbers we have obtained here, adding those numbers we get B. Okay, so working here with the example, Okay, what is the coefficient of x square? It's 1 and the constant term is 6. So we have to find two numbers multiplying which we get 6. And the sum of those two same numbers we get 5. So what are the factors of 6? We have 1, 6, 2, 3. I guess these are the ones, and the negatives of all these as well. So if we add 1 plus 6, do we get 5? No. If we subtract 6 and 1, we can get 5. Okay. So one of the possibility is 6 and minus 1. But 6 into minus 1 doesn't result in 6. So this will be cancelled out. Another factor we have 2 and 3. Yes, adding 2 and 3 we get 5. And also multiplying 2 and 3 we get 6. So the numbers will be 2, 3. Satisfying both? Yes. So all we have to do is factorize this 5 in terms, we can write this 5 in the terms 2 and 3. So 5x will be 2x plus 3x. So the expression x square plus 5x plus 6 can be written as x square plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. Can you tell me, are these two expressions same? Yes, they are, because here it is 5 and we just splitted 5 into 2x and 3x. So we'll work with this one and the last two terms. So find out what is the common in x square plus 2x. What can be factored out? Only x. So this will be x into x plus 2 plus again. What can we factor out from 3x plus 6? I guess here it is only x, no variable here, so x cannot be taken out. We can work on the numbers. So number here is 3 and here is 6. So obviously we can factor out 3 out of it. So 3, if we factor out, 3x will be x plus 2. So this is, now we have two terms, this term and this term. What can we take out from both of these? We can take out x plus 2. So the next left here will be x plus 3. So the factors of x square plus 5x plus c have the factors x plus 2 and x plus 3. Similarly for this expression, the coefficient of x square is 1 and constant term is 20. So we have to find two numbers such that their product is 20 and their sum is minus 9. Okay, so finding out the factors of 20, we have 1, 20, 2 and 10. We have 4 and 5. So, and their negatives as well. So, finding out the number whose sum will be minus 9. Obviously 20, if we add 20 with 1, it will be 21. Subtracting also, we don't get minus 9. 2 and 10, again 12 or 8 or minus 8. 4 or 5, we can have minus 4 and minus 5. Their sum will result in minus 9. So yes, minus 4, minus 5. Product is 20 and their sum is minus 9. So the numbers is minus 4 and minus 5. So how will factor out minus 9x? So minus 9x will be splitted into terms minus 4x minus 5x. So this expression x square minus 9x plus 20 will be equal to x square minus 4x minus 5x plus 20. Now again we'll work on first two terms and the last two terms. So for x square minus 4x, we can extract out? Again x, so inside bracket it will be left x minus 4. Again for minus 5x and 20, we can extract minus 5. So minus 5 bracket. Minus 5x divided by minus 5 will be x, and 20 divided by minus 5 will be minus 4. So again in these two both terms we have x minus 4 common. So we'll have x minus 4 and inside it will be left x minus 5. So again this quadratic term can be written as product of the linear factors x minus 4 and x minus 5. So this third one you can work it out for yourself. Okay, we have a general term a square plus 2ab plus b square. This is a quadratic equation. Again, if we do it by middle term factorization, we can do it as a square plus ab plus b square. 2ab can be splitted into terms ab plus ab. Again, we'll work on first two terms and the last two terms. Factor out, we have a as common in both of it. So a, if we extract out, we'll have a plus b left out. Again, in these terms, we have only b common to both. So if we extract out b, we'll have a plus b left inside. Again now, these two terms, we have a plus b bracket common in both. So factoring it out, we'll be left with a plus b. So this is a plus b whole square. So now we know that a square plus 2ab plus b square is nothing, just the square of the term a plus b whole square. Okay, if we are provided with the difference of two square, we have talked about a plus b whole square, we have dealt with a minus b whole square. Suppose we are given a square minus b square, then what will do? So x square minus y square results in x minus y into x plus y. So we can see how it is done. See, x square minus 49 can be written as x square minus 7x plus 7x minus 49. Since minus 7x plus 7x results in 0, it is okay to write it in this way. So again, we'll do the middle term factorization. Again, for the first two terms, we can have x extracted out, will be left with x minus 7. And for this term again, we have 7 common in both. So we'll extract 7 out. This will be left with x minus 7. Again, we'll have brackets x minus 7 common to both. So taking it out, will be left with x plus 7. So now you know that x square minus 49 is equivalent to x minus 7 into x plus 7. So that is x square minus 7 square is equal to x minus 7 into x plus 7. Similarly, we are given with minus 100 plus t square.